Hey Floss Tube, my name's Dana and my channel name is Gemstone Stitches. I'm back to give an update on what I've been able to accomplish in my cross-stitching world over the last couple months. I first have to say that I am beyond thrilled and grateful that I did hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. I wasn't sure if that was ever going to happen, but it did. So thank you so much, especially to the people who may have been with me since the very beginning of my journey here, which was back in I think 2015-ish. I don't know, I'll have to look at the exact date, how long I've been doing this. I believe my son was born, and he was born in July of 2015. So it might have been in that year, maybe 2016. I'll have to check that out. But again, thank you so much. It makes me feel like I've conquered a goal, I guess, a soft goal. Nothing ever too big where I'm like, oh, I really hope I can do this. And I didn't put extra efforts into, how do I increase my subscribers, that sort of thing. I just kind of watched it over the years and thought, will I ever do it? Will it happen? And it did. So that's really exciting. So stay tuned. I do have a giveaway at the end. I want to talk briefly about how I started cross-stitching and then do the giveaway at the end. I don't have a ton of whips to show. I think it's still a good amount, but not a ton. First, I'll insert a photo of a finish that was a gift for a wedding I attended, my cousin's wedding. I made them an ornament, and it is called Stamp Compass by Sweet Annet. This you can find on Etsy, Sweet Annet Stamp Compass. And they got married at a yacht club, and they're into sailing, so I thought a compass would be good for them. And also their wedding invitation and save the date was kind of like the globe, the blues and the greens, just like this. I thought that worked out really well. As you can see, I did change the north, east, south, west to LOVE, and I did add a bead to around the location where they got married. And that's the first time I FFO'd an ornament in that way. First, I wrapped the cross stitch around mat board and a layer of batting to give it just a little puffing, just slightly a little puffiness. I also did that for the back. I got a piece of blue fabric, and on the same fabric I cross-stitched the stamp. I stitched their name and the date of their wedding, and I just sewed that onto the blue fabric, and that is the back. I'm not showing that just to keep that information private. But I, again, wrapped that blue fabric around mat board and some batting, and then I glued those two together. Before I glued them together, though, I did make that hanger with the green beads, and I kind of stuck a needle through some ribbon that I glued around the edge of the ornament. I stuck a needle up through and back down, so the hanger was on that ribbon before I glued them together. And I tied a knot on each underneath end of the hanger underneath the ribbon to make sure it was really, really secured. And then I glued the two sides together and then glued the ribbon around the edge to finish it off so that the sides looked nice. So yeah, I sent that off in the mail and they should be getting it any day now. Hope they like it. I heard that they want to collect some fun ornaments and meaningful ornaments to have a really nice display on their Christmas tree every year. So hopefully this is something that they like and they'll want to put on there every year. So that was a finish and a FFO. I'm not sure if I've even had any finishes this year. All my projects are so big, it's hard to finish anything, but I am working on it, as you'll see. So the next one that I pulled out and I worked on was Summer Quaker by Lila Studio. This is a lot of stitching. You look at this, or at least for me, I looked at it and thought, oh yeah, that's really cute. Do some Quakers and do the center seam. But that is just full coverage and it's a big seam. And then, you know, this is pretty dense stitching as well. I haven't even gotten to that point. I started in the middle. The last time you saw it, I wanted to do the lighthouse because that's like the epitome of, you know, summer and then northeast, I guess. Wanted to get the lighthouse done and I felt like I needed to stitch more on it. So I did pull it out and I've been stitching on it quite a bit. Doesn't look like a whole ton, but it is. So I think, can't remember if that house was done or not the last time you saw it, but then finished up these houses in the tree and made my way over a little bit more with this beachy grassy area, I guess, and then the waves. I'm stitching this on 46 count antique white Bristol linen. So this is a high count, 46 count, stitching 1/1 full cross. So that's why it's a lot of stitching. Very small stitches. And I even feel like my forehead has felt kind of funny over the last few days. And I think it's because I'm doing this too much to see this fabric. Because maybe it is a little too small for my eyes. I'm not sure. I can still do it. I don't wear anything yet. Maybe I need to, but I don't wear glasses or anything yet. So I think I was straining maybe a little bit to see because, yeah, that's what that must be why my forehead has felt a little funny because I'm squinting or frowning too much. Not good for the wrinkles either, right? Next one is Peacock Daze by Josephine Wall. Charted by Heaven and Earth Design artist Josephine Wall. I made a good chunk of progress on this one because I'm hoping to get 2 full pages done this year. I've already done 1 page. So here is the whole thing. And working on this page down here. So, yeah, it's not looking like much, but it's just more of this background, some of the flowers in her hair, I think, down here. And I think this gets into her neck area, because that's why there's some more chunks of color down here, which is her skin, I believe. So these are the flowers in her hair, and then just more of this background floral stuff. Josephine walls are very confetti heavy. And so the way I've enjoyed tackling it, especially since Pattern Keeper, is just picking a color and color completing it throughout the page and then going on to the next color. So right now, I'm like right in here. So where all these flowers are, and then down here is her neck. Right in here. That's where I am. So another week or two, probably 2 weeks at least, maybe even 3, depending, I should have that page done. Loving this project. More on it a little bit later when I talk about my cross-stitching journey. And then this one, I wasn't even sure I was going to show it, but I did touch it since the last video. It's Victorian Dollhouse by Joan Elliott Design. And I stitched like a length. I stitched this blue right here, and then maybe a length or 2 of the floor, which this whole area right here is this tan color. So I was thinking I would try to put more into that area every day, maybe a length of thread every day, but that didn't last. So still working my way along. I want to finish this room and maybe backstitch it, this section of the room at least, and backstitch it. I know that some people are doing, or some people, I'm not sure. There's somebody I know on, sorry, I got a text message. There's somebody on Instagram, hopefully I can think of the name, who's doing 1 strand a day. And A Stitching Moon is her cross stitch channel. She's doing 1 strand a day because she has 2 young kids, one of them still baby, and just doesn't get as much stitching time these days. And so her plan is to do 1 strand a day, just to feel like she's getting something accomplished and something going. And so I've thought about maybe doing it for that project, only because it's not a project that I foresee getting finished anytime soon, but I would like to have it finished someday. And so if I put a strand in a day, it'd be interesting to see how it would look from the first day of the year to the last day of the year, see how far I got. Okay, so September is my daughter's birthday, my youngest, and she just turned 4 on the 16th. You can see the balloons are still there, the bluey balloons from her party. So during my daughter's birthday, either my middle child or my youngest, I stitch on their fairies. So this is September's Sapphire Fairy by Mirabilia. And it is stitched on, let me just unfold it here. Stitched on 32 count bittersweet light Jobelin even weave. And I love Jobelin. And this is where I'm at now. Sorry, let me try to make this silly straight. So I had a lot of the bottom of the dress done, and I just stitched even more on the bottom of the dress. These little holes right here are going to be beads. There's 2 spots for them here, and then it kind of goes up and through here, and then here is some of that sparkly thread. It's acrylic. I forget, is it a blending filament? It's orange. That's ribbons at the bottom of the dress. So I just tried to chug away on, the darkest color is a dark brown. I think it's 3371, but then there's dark blues into the light blue. So there's still some more to do for sure. Because this dark blue goes all the way up and it ties around her waist here. So enjoying that. I don't plan to give these to the girls until they're a little bit older and they can appreciate them. So the plan for these is just really mostly to get them out on their birthday month and give it a good stitching session. Anything more than that is just bonus. My last project is Northern Expressions Needlework, Esther's Waves. This is a mostly specialty stitch, some cross stitching, and then tons of beads. Every single row has tons and tons of beads. So let me pull this over. This is the bottom. And here is where I am now. This row is all the way finished. This Jessica stitch row is all the way finished as far as beads. The stitching has all been done, and I'm only working on the beads right now. So that, and then this orange row is all the way completed. This Jessica band is all the way completed, and then I just began this light green band. You can see this is very sparkly. I don't know if these are silver lined or something, but you can see it just pop. But yep. Trying to see if I can make it sparkle. So my goal is to finish this. And I'm just realizing I have another one that I worked on and I didn't bring it down. My goal is to finish Esther's Waves by the end of the year. And I also want to finish the other one. I'm going to go grab it right now. So let me press pause here. Okay, I'm back. The other project I did work on is the drawn thread it's called Book of Daze, and it just has the days of the week with flowers all on it. And I've been kind of just going rogue and picking colors as I go. So I don't remember how far I was. I think I had this Thursday done. Sorry it's covered, but I do want to stitch on this, and I got it all in this Q-snap the way I want it. This vine and the flowers with the basket, there's some specialty stitches in there. And then the 3 white flowers here, I finished the stems and put Friday in, I believe. And then this bee right here. And I'm starting on this darker green, which they look like strawberries maybe. So this darker green color here underneath Friday. So I believe I did this and the bee and the darker green stems Friday and starting there. So I do plan to finish this year. I need to finish up this big flower. There's bird and some more dragonflies. The strawberry band Saturday, and then these flowers here Sunday, and then that little band there. I don't know what it is about this project that it's taken me so long. I started it during the Stitch Mania back in 2000, I believe 16 or 17, where I started, you know, 15 projects, maybe 10, 15 projects. And at the beginning of this year, I believe, I only had the very start of that, which was 1 flower. So I have been able to stitch at least 50% of it or more up until this month, September. So I have 3 more months to finish it up. So what I really need to do is pull it out and stitch on it for 2 weeks or so, and that should do it. I'm just not sure what it is about this project that I can't bang it out and just finish it. Other things call to me, I guess. Maybe it's the picking your own colors and not knowing if I'm completely thrilled with the colors I've been picking. I don't know. I do like it. I don't mind it. I was looking at it last night or the other day before I put it in the Q-snap. So I'm not sure what it is. It's just one of those projects that wants to linger. So I have, like I said, the Drawn Thread, Book of Daze I want to finish this year, and then also Esther's Waves. So in the month of October, I'm definitely going to be spending a lot of time on those 2. And then I kind of stopped all of my planning. I was doing this great thing, here it is, this great 5-day rotation on projects, and I had my whole year planned out, and every month I was writing in this journal, Book of Daze journal. And then last month or 2, I think I mentioned, I just got kind of stressed out in my personal life with all the kids' camps and just going somewhere or changing our schedule up every 2 weeks. It seemed like that I needed to just like not be regimented with my stitching, which it's felt good, but at the same time I'm kind of bummed because I was doing so well with this schedule. And I also was going to have more new starts for the year, but I'm thinking I'm not going to do that unless I feel like it. But you can see up until July, I had it nice and filled out and stickered. And then I think I got off schedule during July. And then, as you can see, August, I started writing. Like, I worked on the wedding gift, the stamp compass, for over a week to get that finished. Even though it's small, it was full coverage, and I actually restarted it because the first time I stitched out the first round, I got like maybe half of it done, maybe less, when I was doing half stitches on a smaller count fabric. But I thought the coverage, I wasn't sold on the coverage, and also it was so small. I thought, yeah, I want a small ornament. I don't want anything too big, but it was really small. So I did restart it, and trying to think what I put it on. I think it was a 28 count, and I did 2/2 full cross. Yeah, 2/2 full cross on it. I believe that's what I did. Don't quote me. So yeah, it took me a good chunk of time to get that done, and I worked on Esther's waves, and then I stopped filling it out from there. But the remainder of the year, like I said, focusing on those finishes. And then also I have a thankful cross stitch that's very Thanksgiving looking, and I'm gonna pull that out in November and finish it because it's not that big. I say that. It might not be as easy as I think to finish that one. But that's my third one that I really want to finish for the year. And then, of course, in December, I want to bring out my stocking and Up on the Rooftop again, which is my Christmas full coverage project that I have. So that's what the remainder of the year looks like. So let's get on to how I began. And then I'm going to talk about the giveaway. I've said this before a long time ago, but in case new viewers haven't seen that story, I'll just quickly go over it. When I was in college, I worked full-time 40 hours at Walgreens in the cosmetics department. And then I also went to school full-time. So I was very busy, and I had sort of a social life. I mean, I was going out with my friends a lot too. So I was every minute of my day felt like it was like I got to be doing something. And then I graduated college, and I moved into a different town, had a different job. I was only working full-time, and I didn't have other things to take up the hours of my day. I had a roommate, and she was great, but she was a busy girl, more busy than I was, so we weren't hanging out as much as I thought we were going to hang out. So I found myself with all this time on my hands. So I went to Hobby Lobby one day looking for a hobby, and sorry, husband called. I think I was at the part where I went to Hobby Lobby searching for a craft or something to fill up my time, and I came out with a cross stitch kit. It was a sunset kit, which I think is the same company as Dimensions, and it was called, I believe, Baby Blue Jays. I had no idea what I was into. I kind of got the feel in the store that it was almost like a paint by numbers except using threads, and I thought I would like that. So I was stitching it, and I loved it, but at the same time I was thinking, wow, this takes a really long time. And that's not so much in my nature. I'm kind of like, I want something, I want to do it, and I want to get it done, and I want to move on. But that's not what cross stitching is. It takes a lot longer to accomplish projects. So that part of it I was uncertain about, but I did keep coming back to it. I would take breaks and then go back to it. And then I met my husband, whose mother stitches cross stitches. She really hasn't cross stitched since I've met her, but she used to cross stitch. And that gave me the last boost that I needed to finish it, because I wanted to say, hey, look, I finished this. And so I did that, and I got it professionally framed, which that's when I found out how expensive that is, and have since tried to frame most things on my own. But I gifted that to my parents. And yeah, I'm very proud of that project. And the next project that I decided to do was actually this. And this is where I am now. Yeah, lifelong project. This is why I only have a couple full coverages. I mean, I would love to do more full coverages, but they just take way too long, especially when I want to work on other projects. But when I got married, our wedding theme decoration was peacock feather. Just accents of a peacock feather around, and using those colors to decorate for the wedding. So whenever I got married, I knew after I got married, I knew I wanted to do a cross stitch to commemorate the wedding, or remind me of the wedding. So that's why it's got the peacocks on the top with the girl dreaming, you know, about her wedding. It took me a long time to settle on it and purchase it, because I knew it was crazy. Again, like I said, I didn't know anyone who cross-stitched. I didn't even know how I was going to tackle it, because I could see, you know, it's full coverage first of all, and I could see all the different colors. So it took me a long time, because I kept saying, there's no way I can do this. I can't do this. I got to find something else that's easier, but I couldn't find anything that was making me want to stitch it. I mean, I found a lot of pretty peacock cross stitches, but nothing like this. I kept thinking about this. I love the colors, and I can just see me dreaming of my wedding in the picture. So I did that, and I followed the directions of stitching 2 over 1 full cross. And I think I did almost 2 pages of it before I realized, no, this is just ridiculous. It's too bulky, too tight with 2 strands of floss. So I restarted it on 28 count 1 over 1. So that's what this is on, 28 count 1 over 1. And this is how far I've gotten. This is 2 rows across, and this is a partial page over here. So then I have 1 row of the third, or 1 page of the 3rd row, and making my way over. And that's about when I found Floss Tube. I think I stumbled across Sarah the Stitchy Mommy first, and then others from there, and decided that I wanted to have a Floss Tube video or channel as well, because like I said, I didn't know anyone who cross-stitched, and I wanted to be a part of the community and share what I spend so much time doing with other people who appreciate it and enjoy it. And I have no plans on stopping. I still have goals with the channel, as far as I want to do. One day I'm going to do like a nice intro and ending to my video, like a lot of people have. There's always room for growth for editing the videos. And I want to become more engaged with the stitching community, more social. There's a bug in here. And then one day go to a retreat or 2, or tons of them. Once my life is different than it is now. I have 3 small kids, so it's not very easy to just go on a retreat at this point in time, but one day I think I'll be able to do that and, you know, meet people face to face. Okay, so let's get to the giveaway. I have 4 things, and I have words for each one. So if you are interested in any of these projects, just make sure to leave a comment below using that word, and I will enter you into the giveaway for that chart, and you can enter into as many as you want to. So the first one is Lila Studios Summer Quaker, which I showed earlier. And I also will have the same exact fabric that I'm using for it. It is 46 count, so I don't know if anyone wants to tackle it the way I am, but I will include the fabric. So if you want to win the Summer Quaker giveaway, type summer in the comment below. Then this is called Annual Border by the Drawn Thread. It is just the chart. It does not any floss or fabric. I'm stitching this with Lila, where it's a stitch along. Her channel name is Rhubarb Patch Studio. So if you want this one and would like to join us in stitching it, type flower below. The Annual Border by the Drawn Thread. Win this by typing flower below. Those 2, somehow I just ordered duplicate. So I've been saving them for a giveaway. I am now being very careful and watching what I'm doing when I order, that I don't somehow put 2 in the cart without realizing it. But it's great to have something stored away for a giveaway. The next one is something I purchased and was gonna stitch at one point, but I don't think I will anymore. And it is called Sweet Dreams by Lavender and Lace. So it's very precious. Mother with her baby, that beautiful wreath, and look at this big part of the dress back here. If you're interested in Sweet Dreams by Lavender and Lace, comment dreams below. And lastly, this is called Lucky Berry by Erica Michaels. Something that I wanted to stitch at one point, but then I realized it's on silk gauze, and it comes with the silk gauze, by the way. You can barely see it back here. And I decided, no, I don't really want to stitch that. So if anyone's interested in stitching this and would like to have this, go ahead and type berry below. So just to go through again, if you want this one, comment summer. This one, comment flower. For this pattern, comment dreams. And lastly, for this pattern, comment berry. I hope those are of interest to some people, and I'd love to be able to send those out. And I will let you guys know who the winners are in my next video. And I do, go ahead, let's put a cutoff. What's today? September, it's the end of September. So let's say October 15th will be the day that I go ahead and start looking at drawing the winners. And then I will, by the end of October, I will have a video where I show, let people know who won. I'm gonna put, I I normally don't do this with my videos, say when I'm going to do my next video, because it's really hard for me to find a moment to do videos. But for this, I will, since I'm doing a giveaway, I will be on again by the end of October to let you guys know who won. Okay, so that's about it. School has started for the kids. My son is in 4th, my middle daughter is in 1st, and then I have my little 4-year-old. She's in her 1st year of preschool. I am so happy to be through with all the different trips that we had and all the different camps that we had, and just really focusing on a school routine. We already have Halloween costumes picked out and in possession. My son is going to be Harry Potter. We've been reading those books together. We finished the 3rd book this summer. So he's got some glasses and a wand and a robe to wear. And he's got the brown hair already. So all I got to do is put a little scar on his forehead and he's good to go. And then my daughters are going to be Bluey and Bingo. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that cartoon, but it's a sweet little cartoon about a family of 4 dogs. I found out recently they're blue heeler dogs, blue and red heelers, because the dad and one of the daughters is blue and the mom and one of the daughters is more of an orange color. Anyhow, I asked the girls if they wanted to be Bluey and Bingo for Halloween, and they said yes. So I showed them a couple costumes, and they loved them. We received them last week, and they have been wearing them constantly around the house. So I think they're pretty excited. That feels good to have costumes already figured out and not even have to think about Halloween at this point. And we're only still in September. We just got done with a really big trip to, my cousin, I said, got married in Marblehead, which is in Massachusetts near Boston. So we, my husband and I went a day early and stayed in Salem for a night. And that's where we got the wand and the glasses for Ethan, because that's a very Halloween-y type town, Salem, Massachusetts. We went on a walking, sort of haunted tour, more historic, but a little bit haunted tour of the city of Salem. And then spent the night in a historic hotel, Nathaniel Hawthorne Hotel. And then went on to Marblehead for the festivities and I got to see tons of family, get dressed up, which I normally never do. And then my family from Texas was there as well. So we went back to Salem the next day. And it was really cool because my cousin, leading up to the wedding, she flew to Vermont, here where I live. And she lives in Portland and stayed for almost a week with us. So when my husband and I drove down to Massachusetts, we all 3 drove together, and my stepmother-in-law stayed here with the kids because the kids there was a no-kid wedding, which is fine by me. And we're very lucky to have somebody who can take care of our kids overnight and allow us to do something like that. So my cousin, I got to show her around Vermont, and then we had a little road trip down. And then, like I said, my family from Texas was there. And so when we drove back up to Vermont, my mom drove with us, and she stayed with us for a week as well. So I took 2 weeks off of work, and it was a really, really fun experience. The wedding was spectacular, beautiful. It was at a yacht club. Very, very beautiful. And then prior to that was supposed to be a Canada trip, which my family did go on, but I ended up getting COVID the Thursday before. We were supposed to leave on a Saturday, and that Thursday I did not feel good. And then my fever got up to 102 plus. And I thought, this is just not normal for me. I don't normally get fevers. And I knew we were going to be in a van with my mother-in-law, my brother-in-law, and visiting a assisted living type place while we were up in Canada. So I thought, oh gosh, I better test. And sure enough, it was COVID. So we made the decision that it's best I stay home while they all still went to New Brunswick. Moncton, New Brunswick is where my husband has family in Canada. And then my husband's aunt also has a cabin in Prince Edward Island, so they all went up there as well. And then they came back down. So I had a week here to myself. That's when I got a lot of stitching done. Because of course, by the time they left on Saturday, I felt better. I didn't really, I felt still a little sick, but I felt like, I probably could have gone at that point and just, slept in the car the whole time. But you don't mess around with COVID, especially when you're going to go to a place like an assisted living type facility. You don't want to spread it around there. I think that's about it for the life update. I hope everybody is doing well and enjoying their stitching wherever you are. Please enter into the giveaway. Leave a comment below. Thanks again for subscribing. Hugely grateful to all of you. Happy stitching. Bye.